I want to talk to you about how most people store information and how inefficient it is. Because if you understand this, then we start using all my memory techniques I'm teaching you, it's going to make a lot more sense. So the first thing is when people learn information, they just repeat something over and over and over again, hopefully thinking that, hey, this is probably going to stick. But as you know, probably it doesn't stick, the next day and you totally forget it. But the thing is, when you're repeating something over and over and over again, where does it go? Where are you storing that in your memory? The thing is, you don't know. When you just repeat something, you just don't know where you're storing it. So, for example, my name, I'm Johnny, but I don't know where that is in my memory. I just been called Johnny my whole life. So I'm like, hey, my name is Johnny. And so, the only way you really learn something is if you just keep repeating it enough times that it just really sticks. But you don't know where that information is. So, for example, say right here, it's a million digits of pi. You have this. If I were to ask you, where is, 00 in the million digits of pi, you probably wouldn't know. Now, that's because it's all a random assortment of numbers, right? Or it seems random. And so you wouldn't be able to know exactly where it is. Say, even if you repeated pi a million times and a million digits of pi, and you did get it down, if I still asked you, tell me where the zeros are, you would have a hard time doing that because you're like, wait, okay, 3.141592. You have to go through all the digits until you find these zeros, right? And so it just makes learning so inefficient, especially when you need to recall this information, if it's for a test or someone's name or just information you need at that specific moment. It makes it really hard when you try to learn something by repetition because you're not storing it correctly. But what if you had something like this, a control F? So if you did say 00, boom, you would know where all these things are. Exactly. But the thing is, Control F doesn't really exist in our world, right? In our memories. But if you've been following along with my videos, you have learned using a location allows you to store information so you know exactly where it is. And so if you did say 00, no, you're like 00, oh, that's Zeus. I saw Zeus jumping on the swing set. You know exactly where that information is because you see your image and then you go to that specific location. That location is going to have it there. And so Control F is like using location with these memory techniques. And so when you use these memory techniques, you're able to know exactly where you store information. And this is really important because I've been teaching a lot of middle schoolers, and of course, they have all this information to learn, and they find it really hard to know exactly where that information is. And I asked them, have you ever taken a test and you looked at the question and you can't find the answer or think of the answer to save your life? And it's like, yeah, all of them raise their hand because they have that problem all the time. But this, using location, allows you to know exactly if you have it. But the cool thing is, too, is using a location acts like a check system. So say, for example, say, 1-4. So we have 1-4 right here. So say if I picture my friend Dominic and maybe he's on my kitchen table. So, I'm memorizing pi and I go back to review. I'm like, okay, do I know Paiso? Okay, the first location was my table. Wait, I don't see anything. Right at that moment, when you don't see anything at that location, you know that you're missing information. So you could go back and be like, oh yeah, it was 1-4. Okay, Dominic. Okay, I see maybe Dominic breaking my table and eating it. And so you picture this crazy thing. So maybe the next day, you're trying to review, see if you know pi. You're like, okay, do I still know pi? Okay, my table. Oh yeah, Dominic was breaking my table and eating it. And so just by being able to see your image, you know that you actually remember the information, that you can actually see it. And so location is this amazing thing because you're able to organize all the information that you're learning and you're able to recall it at any time that you need it. Because all you have to do is go back to that location, then poof, your image should appear, and then you're able to change the image back into the information. And so I think this is just a really important topic to talk about because most people go through their lives just trying to repeat everything, but when they do that, they're not storing it anywhere specifically. So it's just like when I told you in the beginning, if I give you a specific number to find in this million digits of pi, even if you do know the million digits of pi, you would have to go through every single digit until you reach that certain number. Or, if you don't know it at all, you just like, I don't know, it's totally random. It's lost in my brain. And that's why sometimes when you go, brush your teeth, you're like, oh my God, I remember the answer to the test. because eventually your brain was working in the background trying to find that information, and it just turned out you found it when you're brushing your teeth when it was totally useless. And so, so I just want to tell you that using location does make a difference and it does help a lot. And so I think it's a very important topic to understand because if you understand, hey, if I'm just trying to repeat something, I don't know exactly where it is in my memory. But if I want to know exactly where something is, be able to find it when I need it, you should be using location. So I just want to pass that knowledge with you, just explaining and show you the importance of using locations to store information. So I hope you I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.